All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Time is a mysterious thing. Have you ever tried to define time? Define time? Study time, we must venture beyond the ordinary. And when we do, it opens up a whole new realm. Time is a mysterious thing. Have you ever tried to define time?
Welcome to the Time Traveler Show. I'm the Time Traveler, and this is, chronologically speaking, the 10th show. We have a very special show. Now that we're into the double digits, I hinted in a previous show that there would be a major third element to the show, and this is it. First, let's review what the other two major elements are for people who may be joining us for the first time. Thus far, this show has featured a vintage science fiction story presented unabridged and read by a guest reader. That's the first element. The second element is an interview with a contemporary science fiction author or with a voice actor. And now for the third element. With the help of Science Fiction Oral History Association and with my time machine, we're going back in time for vintage recordings of classic science fiction writers. I'm calling these shows Talks in Time, and for our premiere of these recordings, we're going back to 1974 to hear the late and great science fiction grandmaster Isaac Asimov giving a speech to the Johns Hopkins University. This speech has an interesting Q&A afterwards. I considered editing this down in length, but ultimately felt that would just be wrong. If you never heard Isaac speak, you're in for a real treat. For that matter, if you have heard Isaac speak before, you're still in for a treat. The first time I heard this, which is less than a week ago, chronologically speaking, I was surprised at how vibrant and strong he is, certainly, but I found it really interesting how relevant he still is. You know how they have those bumper stickers that read, "What would Jesus do?" I think someone ought to make one, "What would Isaac do?" Have a small portrait of Isaac and a smaller lettering 1920 to 1992. I'd certainly put one on the back of my time machine. Isaac wrote the Robot series, in which the early ones are collected in I, Robot. He wrote the Foundation novels, and he wrote what is probably the most famous science fiction short story of all time, Nightfall. You can find a wealth of Isaac Asimov's biographical information on the web, and I'll have links in the show notes at timetravelershow.com. This recording exists due in large part to the Science Fiction Oral History Association, otherwise known as FOA. This non-profit organization exists to record and preserve the author's words and ideas in their own voice. You can find out more about them at sfoha.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?